All right, today we're taking a look at a really fun one-turn kill combo deck that I may or may not have been played in some other format, but I ran into on the ladder. This is a deck that is basically trying to gain early advantage with Necropotence and then set up a essentially three-card combo that wins you the game. The three-card combo that we're looking for here, well, actually, I guess it's a little bit more than that. It's technically a four-card combo where you have Jet Medallion here, which discounts all your black spells by one. You have Chthonian Nightmare, a thing that allows you to basically recur cards out of the graveyard. And then you need one of a Shambling Ghast or Direfleet Hoarder, two cards that when they die you create a treasure token. And then finally you need something that pings your opponent when something dies or gets put into the graveyard. For example, for us, we're going to be going for Marionette Apprentice. Once you have these four cards set up, all of your creatures essentially cost one black pip. And so you'll be playing your Chthonian Nightmare, and then you use the activated ability of Chthonian Nightmare to sack your Shambling Ghast and Direfleet Hoarder, bringing back another one from the graveyard. I guess in that way it's a 5-card combo, but it'll be pretty easy to kind of get to that situation as we're going to be sacrificing these expendable creatures for fun and profit with things like Diabolic Intent, Phyrexian Tower, and just as sacrificial blockers as well. I guess Chthonian Nightmare also matters. So that's basically the combo that we're looking for. It's a very good combo in the sense that it is utilizing cards that we typically would like to use as fodder for other things. So this is pretty nice. The beginning of our games is going to look something like try to Dark Ritual into Necropotence, or try to play some Orcish Bowmasters and Marionette Apprentices, soften up the opponent. We might use Fell the Profane in order to keep our opponent's board in check, but for the most part we're just going to be going on our own axis trying to combo. And then basically, once we find Chthonian Nightmare through either Diabolic Intent or Demonic Tutor, we'll be able to start going off. And a lot of opponents don't really see it coming. When I played this deck, I was on, I believe, the Insidious Roots build that I was working on prior to this, where I was really just trying to go for my own combo. And I just did not see this combo coming, absolutely got wrecked, and opponent took the game right out from under my nose. So we're going to be trying to do that to other players here today. Should be really, really fun. I'm really excited to play with another medallion. Previously on the channel, I've really only played with the Ruby medallion in Ruby Storm, but it's nice to see the other one come up as well. Now, in the mana base, we get to do some fun stuff. Obviously, Takenuma, Bojuka Bog, Castle Lochthwain, just some fun, useful lands with activated abilities on them. We also get to run Phyrexian Tower. This is going to be able to turn our Orcish Bowmasters token and Marionette Apprentice servo token into mana, which is going to be really nice for us. But then it can also get things out of the way or start a Shambling Ghast, Direfleet Hoarder treasure sort of situation, which is nice. And then, yeah, this is a thing that can help us ramp to Necropotence or give our second pip of mana that we need to actually start comboing. And then the really cool one here is Spymaster's Vault. This one enters tapped unless you control a swamp. We aim to be controlling a swamp most of the game. We have 8 out of our 20 lands here. And Spymaster's Vault allows us to make a creature that we control connive X, where X is the number of creatures that died this turn. So if we're ever in a situation where our combo gets disrupted, or we're just doing a bunch of value things with sacrificing our creatures, well, we can actually turn that into making one of these Shambling Ghasts or whatever into a big creature, which is really good. Maybe a Bowmaster's token that's getting somewhat large can be made even larger with this. So that's kind of the plan for today. A lot of mono black goodness here. Really excited, like I said, to play with Jet Medallion, and hopefully we can get the combo working here or there. So with that being said, let's hop into the games and play some Timeless. This episode of Full Control MTG is brought to you by Patreon and your viewership. If you want to support the channel financially, the Full Control MTG Patreon is the best place to do so. With the Shockland tier, you get access to videos as soon as they are recorded and edited. Don't wait to get your hands on another Full Control MTG deck list. Otherwise, it's your support for the channel that keeps me going. Thanks for being here, and enjoy the video. Alright, here we go. Round 1. Well, we do have a Necropotence. It's just not accelerated, but I mean, triple Orcish Bowmasters is a sight to behold. I'm going to give it a try and just see what happens. Hopefully we can escape early aggression here. Hollowed Fountain, that's fun to see. We'll stick with the Fell the Profane first. And these Bowmasters are probably going to be nice because we need to be casting things on my opponent's end step. I'd like to turn a turn 2 Bowmasters into them not being ready for turn 3 Necropotence. Alright, and they'll pass back. We will play this and say go. I suppose I could even have gone Shambling Ghast for Phyrexian Tower. That would have worked too. We're looking to blow out a Brainstorm if possible. Let's see if there's any forward movement here. We'll go for the Flooded Strand. All right. Will there be a turn 3 play? Plenty of turn 3 Planeswalkers like a Narset. Yep. Sure. We will let them activate the Narset first. So we'll be able to attack her down on our following turn, which is nice. We should also be able to get this Necropotence out. So here's Bowmasters. Ping our Narset. And move to my turn here. So now they are tapped out. I have one Shambling Ghast, and that will not be enough, but I could grab Chthonian Nightmare. That could be somewhat decent. I think that the play definitely is going to be Phyrexian Tower Shambling Ghast. That gives us access to 3 mana for the price of 1. It's kind of just like a Dark Ritual. Well, I guess that's 3 mana for the price of 2, so sort of Dark Ritual. Either way, we're attacking the Narset down. And I think I'll save the Diabolic Intent for if they play this other Narset. They might set up for a Supreme Verdict or something, and then we just kind of want to be ready for that. So I'll put Phyrexian Tower out and then go Shambling Ghast. Yeah, I think that works for me. So if they Wrath the board, we should be able to double Bowmasters after we float our mana. Cool. Tapped Mystic Sanctuary, that's good. Let's see if they go in with the Narset, because we might be able to combo out from under them if they tap out. Alright, Teferi Time Raveler. Sure. Well, let's just Orcish Bowmasters in response here. We'll target them. We'll see what they put back. So now if they minus the Teferi to bounce a Bowmasters, it's not going to matter. We get to go to our turn here. So can we make it work? Chthonian Nightmare, I think we can do it. So we want a Phyrexian Tower, sacking the Shambling Ghast. We'll create a treasure token. And so now basically we either need to go Diabolic Intent for Jet. I think we'll do the Jet now. Let's sacrifice this guy. Let's get our Jet. And then this will kind of just help us play the rest of the game. Here's Jet Medallion. Then let's attack. Bring down Teferi. If Teferi minuses, he's going to die now. Chthonian Nightmare here is going to be the move, so then we can do some nastiness with Bowmasters and bringing back a Shambling Ghast. I think we don't want to bring back the Shambling Ghast just yet, so we will wait until next turn. Alright, so a board wipe is something. It's not the best thing in the world, but sure. So next turn we're going to go for the Bowmasters. Oh, actually Teferi will die like that, so we will go Bowmasters now. Now we have something to bring back our first Shambling Ghast with. Ping opponent. They'll draw. We get another ping. And they are tapped out once again, so now we got to see if we can make this work. Alright, Shambling Ghast is it. So here we go. We go Jet Medallion. We will be able to go Shambling Ghast. And actually, you know what? We don't have the payoff yet, so we will just need to attack. But what I will do is I will Chthonian Nightmare, bringing back the Bowmasters. Lose our Shambling Ghast, and then we'll replay the Chthonian Nightmare. Alright. And then, you know what? We want to actually make sure that we hold full control here. And then I'm actually going to Phyrexian Tower this guy. All right, cool. Now we can play Chthonian Nightmare, or we could actually just go Necropotence. I'm going to do Necropotence. Necropotence seems like a good opportunity right now. We can go for, I think, about 10 cards. And then we should be able to set up a kill next turn. If not through combat, then through actually doing our combo with Chthonian Nightmare. I think we'll go down to 10 life. That seems like a decent place to sit. All right, and we just need our last piece of the combo. We're pretty likely to find it here. We'll move to end step. We'll need to discard some things at the end. Direfleet Hoarders are good, but we'll probably end up getting rid of those. We have backup Jet Medallion, which is nice, and 2 lands. 3 lands. All right, and the Dark Ritual. So I think we get rid of 1, 2 lands, 1 Direfleet, and I think a second Direfleet, honestly. Yeah, we'd like to have 2 Marionettes. We have Shambling Ghast 1 and 2 here. And I think I'd like to have 2 copies of each of my combo pieces. We will like the Dark Ritual. I think this is how we'll do it. They do have the ability to destroy artifacts if they're playing Shatter to the Sky, so I will watch out for that. We'll lose these 4 cards out of the graveyard. They will not be gettable with Chthonian Nightmare. But now I'm set up for pushing through Counter Magic since I have 2 copies of both my counter spells. So there is Wrath of the Skies. That makes sense. They go for 2 only. They're going to leave my Necropotence. All right. So there's a board wipe. But luckily for us, we do have the Jet Medallion here. So we will start by going like this. Let's Dark Ritual as well. All right. So now everything's on the table. Here's Jet Medallion. We'll go Marionette Apprentice. Marionette Apprentice will make a friend. We'll go Chthonian Nightmare. Chthonian Nightmare will activate, and they actually might know the combo. So definitely, I think we had them there. So from this point, let's think about how we'd execute it. I go Chthonian Nightmare, Servo for a Shambling Ghast, and then Chthonian Nightmare is back in hand, recast it, and then I would actually need to play this Castle Lock thing because I think I need 2 black pips. So the first black pip is used to cast the Chthonian Nightmare, get back the... Oh, no, I actually only needed 1. Okay, so now that I've thought about it a little bit, it is just a simple process of going Chthonian Nightmare, sack this for the Shambling Ghast, then use my Fellmire to recast Chthonian Nightmare. Now at this point, I've sacrificed... 1 Shambling Ghast for another. That will make me the one that I need. And then we have Marionette Apprentice to drain out the opponent. So cool. Got the combo off in round 1. Took a little bit, but we finally got there. We got 4 rounds to start cleaning this up, but I think that this is a pretty nice combo. Really fun to see. We survived 2 board wipes as well, which is nice. Gotta love a Chthonian Nightmare. Anyways, let's go to round 2. Okay, it's round 2. Here we are. Jet Medallion in hand and the Marionette Apprentice. Shambling Ghast can be fodder for Diabolic Intent. I like what I see. I think turn 2 Jet Medallion unless they look like they're going to counter something. They do look like they're going to counter something, so let's just get the Direfleet Hoarder in. Alright. And now it still continues to look like they want to counter something, so let's maybe chill here. We'll attempt the Marionette Apprentice after combat. See if they flash in like a Snapcaster Mage or something. They thought about something. I think that it would be nice for me to attempt Diabolic Intent, but it's also pretty nice to go for Marionette Apprentice. I think I'll probably just end the turn because I can double spell next turn. Let's try to make them waste that mana. All right, Impulse. Maybe they were not going to counter something. I don't know. They're taking 3 damage a turn, so that's always bad for them. Down to 13. Do I run out the Jet Medallion? Do I attempt a Necropotence? Necropotence could be mana drained, which would be bad. 5 mana is bad to give them in general, so I think that I'm probably just ending the turn. I could Diabolic Intent on my Shambling Ghast, though. Let's do that, because if they counter it, then I get to go Marionette Apprentice, and I'm still left with a decent board. Alright, so we'll create a treasure token here. See if they have a response for Diabolic Intent. They'll let me have it, so it looks like they want to counter the payoff rather than anything else. We'll have Chthonian Nightmare next. So now I'm in a situation where I'd like to use Marionette Apprentice to bait something out, or I could go Jet Medallion. I think they definitely have a counter spell, so I'm going to do the thing that I can get back with Chthonian Nightmare. It'll be Marionette Apprentice. So I assume this gets countered. I would be surprised if it didn't. Alright, Marionette Apprentice comes in. We'll make that servo. Alright, now does the board get wiped here? It's kind of seeming like it. But if they tap out, then I get to go Jet Medallion, Chthonian Nightmare, which feels pretty good. Alright, Day of Judgment. Sure. We get 3 triggers here and another treasure. They're down to 8 here. We go Jet Medallion. We go Chthonian Nightmare. And Shambling Ghast. And then I think we get the Marionette Apprentice back here. We will select for X equals 2. Marionette Apprentice. Sack the Shambling Ghast. Create a treasure token. And actually, you know what? We have the combo. We are totally fine here. So, Chthonian Nightmare, auto pay. They lose a life here. Chthonian Nightmare gives me some energy, and we begin the loop here. They know what's up. We can just get Shambling Ghast and Dire Fleet Hoarder back over and over again, and opponent can't do anything to stop us. All right, hey, well, we just lucked into it right there. That feels pretty nice. Good round 2. What can I say? Let's move to round 3. Okay, here we are, next round. I see Jet Medallion, Bowmaster, Chthonian Nightmare. I am happy to oblige. Let's keep it. We do get to see for the first time Spymaster's Vault, so this will be a slow turn 2 Jet Medallion, I guess. Unless it looks like they're going to counter stuff. Doesn't really seem like it here. We just see Mountain. So yeah, Spymaster's Vault, there we are. So if this is just like burn or something, I think we're okay. Bowmasters should be able to take out like an early little guy with prowess. We don't have targeted removal, but hopefully we can race them with Marionette Apprentice. Who knows? Chthonian Nightmare is probably going to be hard for them to interact with. It's going to be Kroxa instead. So I think what we do is we get rid of Necropotence. I don't think we need that. Alright, so I get a Jet Medallion unopposed, and we actually can go far further here. So let's attempt Dark Ritual. We will run Jet Medallion off the Dark Ritual mana. And then we'll do Bowmasters, or actually, we'll do Shambling Ghast, you know what, we'll do Marionette Apprentice off that mana. Fabricate 1, Greater Servo, now use that with Phyrexian Tower. Boom, boom, and we're actually really close here. If I go Shambling Ghast, we are just missing the second half of that combo. So I'll go Chthonian Nightmare, and then I think I'll go Shambling Ghast. There's really nothing to get rid of, so I think I'll just do Bowmasters for now, and then we'll leave Chthonian Nightmare on the battlefield. Alright, we're taxing draws. Hopefully they don't have a sweeper. That's probably like the only thing that I'd be sad to see. There are 3 mana sweepers that exile in red. I hope that that's not going to be the case. Kolaghan's Command, that's pretty brutal here, but it does leave us with Chthonian Nightmare, which is fine. They still take some damage. We can exile their graveyard now, which takes care of Kroxa. I'm happy to see that. And then now we have Shambling Ghast here. I think we are sacking Shambling Ghast. Whoops, we need to do X equals 2 here. And we'll get rid of our Shambling Ghast. Create a treasure. And then I think actually we'll hold full control here, and we will sack our treasure or our creature for mana. Eat them for 1 more. That means our token can't attack this turn, but that's okay. We have 2 mana here, and then now we can bring back the Shambling Ghast. Boom, boom. Get rid of that, and cool. All right, nice. So pretty decent. Opponent's at 9. We're doing some decent work here. As long as our board can kind of survive a little bit longer, we can continue to use the Chthonian Nightmare engine. Lightning Bolt here is annoying, but it's fine. We're likely to just want to kill Shambling Ghast, then Bowmasters, then get back Marionette Apprentice, so it's all good. Let's see if they want to draw. These are colors that probably do need to draw cards, so surprising that they don't get rid of Bowmasters yet. We now see blue for the first time. Okay, so I have to decide Marionette first or Chthonian Nightmare. Let's attempt Marionette first. This will give me some fodder for Phyrexian Tower. And I think I'd like to attempt to go to combat here. Opponent holds priority. It might be Kolaghan's Command again, so we will get some black mana here first. Sure. Fabricate trigger is still on the stack, so we are getting our guy to sack Chthonian Nightmare here. May have been better to Phyrexian Tower sack the Shambling Ghast in this case. That is a missed opportunity here. Let's get back Marionette Apprentice. We're sacking this guy. Alright, cool. We are doing the thing. Attacks in. And if they wipe the board, we kill them. So now they have to do something else that's useful. Electrolyze, that is a pretty good use of that card. They do draw, so we will get to trigger here, which is nice. All right, and one more mana to work with. They are at 1. We can even just sack this for mana and end them in their end step. All right, sweet. So far, we have had extremely, extremely good games with this deck. I have been blown away by how nice it is. 2 more rounds to go, so let's hop into round 4. Okay, round 4. Early Necropotence, we have not seen that yet. I will give that a try. Might get Thoughtseize though, let's see. Alright, maybe they take away our early Necropotence. What'll it be? We're happy to maintain a Chthonian Nightmare. Even if they take Ritual, we can still do Shambling Ghast. So all is not lost. So we're looking to turn 2 Lochthwain into Nightmare, and then I think I'm still interested in a turn 3 Necropotence. Opponent has a Dark Ritual of their own. They go for 1 ring. So we are really incentivized to look for Bowmasters here. I think it might be worth it to just draw a bunch with Necropotence this turn. I'm thinking about it, and I will do this tapped. We'll go Dark Ritual, Necropotence. Alright, so that's what they wanted to not see from us. We have 2 lands in hand, so I'm probably just taking 10 cards here. That gives us 4 total discards, I believe. Sorry, my math is completely wrong. 10 cards is 13 cards, to 7 is 6. That's 6 discards. 9 is 2 discards. I think I'm going to go to 10 cards, which is 3 discards. That should be enough to leave me with a good amount of spells and hopefully not too many lands. Let me just go to 11 cards. That's a 4-card discard. I should be okay. Cool. That attack didn't need to happen, but I don't think it's going to matter. We have Jet Medallion. That's huge. We're looking to just discard lands primarily here. Probably more Necropotences, actually. So 1, 2. We get rid of a land, and then we will probably want Diabolic Intent. I think I can keep 2 lands, so the Fell the Profane could go away. However, Fell the Profane is our only removal for a Shieldred, so I cannot do that. I think that we'll get rid of 1 land, and then we'll use Fell the Profane if it's a really sketchy situation. I think I'd rather have Castle Lochthwain over Spymaster's Vault. Alright, so those get exiled from the graveyard. Luckily, Necropotence just completely gets out of the way over Chthonian Nightmare Plan, which is really nice. Alright, opponent on 17 cards, 3 mana, and a 1 ring. What are we doing here? Sadly, did not draw a Bowmasters. That actually does sort of suck. We're getting Thoughtseized. Alright. If we run out of gas at some point, then we really can't do anything. So that might be bad. We lose our Diabolic Intent, sure. I think at this point I just need to go Jet Medallion into Chthonian Nightmare and then just try to start doing the thing. We need to empty as much of our hand as possible. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, Jet Medallion's the play. Orcish Bowmaster, sure. We will not lose Shambling Gust, that makes sense. We go Lochthwain now. We go Chthonian Nightmare. Shambling Ghast we will use to kill the Bowmasters. I don't have anything in the graveyard, which is an absolute shame. We will need to go for some more cards then. I think we can probably get away with something like going to 5, which will leave us with 6 cards. We'll have 3 discards basically to make here. We only have 1 effective land right now. I think that 6 is probably a good number. Probably not attacking. We do block with the Shambling Ghast to kill the Bowmasters. Yeah, I think it's better than going to 3. Our life total is our card advantage. Notably, this is the last set of cards we're going to get with Necropotence for this foreseeable future. We don't need double Phyrexian Tower, and Spymaster's Vault number 2 I think can go, except you know what, we can consider that an upgrade over a Swamp. Okay, well, not looking super good here. We don't have access to more cards, but yeah, actually, you know what, we are in a pretty bad situation here. We just do not have the cards that we need. So I have to block with Shambling Ghast. Perhaps that'll make them not attack. That would be kind of nice. They go for 1 ring again. Alright. Somehow we still have not seen our Bowmasters. Things are coming down to the wire. Alright, so will there be an attack this turn? They will go to my turn. Okay. So, we'll go Phyrexian Tower here. That allows me to sack our Shambling Ghast for mana. Now we have a target in the graveyard. We will, I think, probably take out the Bowmasters in this situation. We have access to mana. We'll go Direfleet Hoarder. And first Chthonian Nightmare can start to do work. Let's do this. We'll pay for X equals 1. Shambling Ghast. Get rid of Direfleet Hoarder. Alright, cool. And so now we can at least ruin their board at the expense of a little bit of mana here. Alright. I'll go for... Well, actually, in this case, it has to be 2. Direfleet Hoarder. Sack Shambling Ghast, and we'll take out the 1/1. Alright. Cool. And so now we just kind of play some more Chthonian Nightmares out and get ready to try to survive here. Shambling Ghast number 2, Chthonian Nightmare 1, and I think we can go Chthonian Nightmare 2 here, not feel too bad about ourselves. And I can take 4 more cards here. I can take 3 more cards because we have to not die to a Bowmasters. Perhaps they can actually still cast 2 Bowmasters here, and they have a lot of cards in hand, so I don't think I'm going to go less than 2. Chthonian Nightmare can bring back Shambling Ghast again. Do I prefer that over my other Shambling Ghast? I honestly do not know. We will see what we draw. But actually, you know what? If I do this and bring this guy back, I will be able to end up with enough to cast a Bowmasters. So this is the correct play to make. Leave the treasure, and now we're good. All right, end turn. Put some cards into hand. What will we find? Dark Ritual, Fell the Profane. Those are tough to see. Alright, so we can kill Shieldred. That's like basically the main thing of what we need to be able to do. Sure. Let's kill Shieldred now, I'd say. Especially because they're drawing with the 1 ring. Alright, let's kill the Shieldred. And there's a chance here. I think we're going to have to dip pretty heavily into our life total. And we're going to need to be ready for backup Shieldred as well. 1 ring. They go for Grief here. This is Pitchcast Grief. I do not care about this. I think Fell the Profane is probably their take. All right, that makes sense. And now what do I do? Can I do anything? Hard to say. Move to my turn. I think we do actually just need to go to 1 life, but then we're going to die. Yeah, actually, no, we can make use of Spymaster's Vault, so that's good. So let's pay for X equals 1, Shambling Ghast, and we're just going to make one of these things really big and kill our opponent. All right, so we do this continually, and we will just loop the Shambling Ghast now. So this allows us to make our Spymaster's Vault, make our Direfleet Hoarder super, super big. Let's just make sure that we're using this mana, actually. I want to keep my land-based mana around. Not that it really matters, but here's Chthonian, Chthonian, Chthonian. We can just do this in batches of 3. All right. X equals 1. And we are always making a treasure token. This is going to be a little bit hard to navigate. I'm going to try to think ahead about what I'm going to do. We'll want to make sure that 2 of the 3 Chthonian Nightmares are in hand when we activate Spymaster's Vault. So even if they deal with our creature, they could kill it with Fatal Push. Then we'll be able to have 2 cards that we can work with. So Chthonian Nightmare again, X equals 1. It is a slow boat here. We need to go all the way till Spymaster's Vault is for 10. Black, black, black. So this is technically an infinite loop. I have Infinite Storm. If this was paper, we'd be able to shortcut, but in this situation, that's not going to be possible. We absolutely rack up that mana, or the energy counters, though. Whoop, X equals 1 always. Here we go. More treasures. So we're going to do 1 last round of this. This is really a exercise in the clicking finger. Create a treasure. Chthonian Nightmare again. X equals 1. Click this. Click that. All right. So we're at 8. We're going to continue a little bit more. We're going to cast all 3 of these and then bring 2 back to hand before we activate. Chthonian, Chthonian, Chthonian. All the animations make this take real long. All right, so X equals 1, target, sack, create that treasure. And then we will leave this one on the battlefield. Now this is X equals 10. We will activate this, so we get to draw 10. We are looking specifically for a card that we didn't find. Oh no, that's tough. So what do we want? We can get to keep 2 cards out of this. Jet Medallions don't matter, so we'll do 1, 2, 3. We don't need a Direfleet Hoarder. We already have 2 Shambling Ghast, so we're okay there. Oops, kind of clicked wrongly there. Bojuka Bog doesn't seem to be super important. There could be a Grief Reanimate coming, but honestly, I think we're past the point of caring. I think I want Bowmasters, honestly. We will just continue to loop with 1 Chthonian Nightmare. All right, cool. So now we have a 10-9. All our cards get exiled from the graveyard, but now... Oh, we actually don't have lethal. Why don't we have lethal? They, yeah, I needed to go a little bit further there. Okay, it's fine. We'll attack here. And actually, this does go through, so then I think we do win with the Bowmasters. Am I understanding this correctly? All right, I think we do have them after all. That was crazy. We'll make another black, cast another Bowmasters, and I think finally we have the win. Amazing. All right, so definitely not the cleanest win, but without seeing any of our Marionette apprentices, we were able to make it work. Very, very strong showing as to what this deck can do. There's so many lines to victory, and I think that's what is the hallmark of a really, really strong deck. And I mean, honestly, if you look at the deck tech, this is playing a lot of 4-ofs, so that's even more impressive to see that in this sort of deck. Anyway, I think we've done really, really well so far. 4 rounds down, last round coming up next. All right, here we go. Last round here. We technically have 3 lands. We do have Chthonian Nightmare. We can start looping that Marionette Apprentice, which does feel good. Opponent does not have a companion, so let's maybe give this one a try. There's a lot of ways this could turn out poorly, but the only way we'll figure out is by giving it a try. So I think we attempt Marionette Apprentice next. If that hits the battlefield and they kill it, then the token should be able to be brought back with the Chthonian Nightmare. We have a start. Mountain and Thundering Falls. They're going for Chalice of the Void on 1. This is actually about to be terrible for me. Luckily, we're going to get Marionette Apprentice out. Now, the problem is, how are we going to deal with the Chalice of the Void? I don't think we can deal with that. That is actually a hard lock for us. So, we need to go wide. We need to go wide often, and we need to try to figure out our mana situation so that we can loop our opponent out. If they get Chalice on 2, I think that is pretty much GG for us. This is maybe a situation where we need to have that one of Meltdown or something like that. Okay, so now we have a puzzle to solve. That's Chalice on 0, so that's not the correct move for them. We have access to 4 mana now. We can Chthonian Nightmare, and we can use Dire Fleet Hoarder. They're going to definitely be looking for a Chalice on 2 now. So here's that. They might think that we're a Storm deck based on the Chalice on 0. So I think I run with Dire Fleet Hoarder. And then we sack the Dire Fleet Hoarder. And we will start to drain a little bit. Now we have the ability to go Chthonian Nightmare. We can also go Demonic Tutor for Demonic or Diabolic, actually. And we can try to get a Medallion. So can I do one more loop here? If I go Chthonian, I'm left with... Yeah, I'm not going to have enough to get Demonic Tutor off as well. So let me start with the Demonic Tutor. I'll start with the Demonic Tutor, and we'll Diabolic Intent at a later time. I think we do need to have the Jet Medallion in order to go off. So we do need to just dodge Chalice on 2. I mean, they've seen 2 of their 4 Chalices so far. We gotta hope that the last 2 are further down in the deck. They can do it, and I think that they've seen enough 2-drops from me that they're gonna do it if they can. We are okay with our life total currently, and I think we're probably not dropping a Necropotence if we get one. We have our answers as of now. Cavern of Souls, what'll it be? Fury would be kind of devastating. Okay. My phone has misheard Fury, which is funny. Alright, we called it actually, though. Unfortunately, Phyrexian Tower will not work for us. And now what am I going to do? That's fine. We'll have to see what this draw is. May I also just need to Fell the Profane. Okay, Bowmasters is huge. Does that change much? So I can go Jet Medallion, not including my Phyrexian Tower mana. And then I'm going to go Bowmasters into Chthonian Nightmare. I can go Bowmasters into Fell the Profane, actually. Hold on, I want to be doing it like... Oh, that actually doesn't work. I need to use this for the Bowmasters. I think I'm doing that anyway. And I can Diabolic Intent as well. Yeah, this just has to go face. I think we're going to need to eat a Fury attack here, which does not feel good. Chthonian Nightmare. Can get back Marionette Apprentice. I think I'm still waiting for one more turn. We have Dire Fleet Hoarder, and we can maybe also get a Shambling Ghast onto the battlefield, potentially. Maybe I just shock the Fell the Profane and go for the Diabolic Intent, even. Let's pay 3 life. Let's go Diabolic Intent. Well, okay, let's make some black mana here. We know we want to do it like this. We will Diabolic Intent. No, we will not. We're going to play Chthonian Nightmare first. I think we're going to trade the Orcish Bowmasters for a Marionette Apprentice. Okay. that's something. Now we can get back our Bowmasters. And we maybe could have... oh, we actually might have been able to kill Fury this turn, which is awkward. I think now we're just chump blocking, though, so it's fine. And we have Chthonian Nightmare number 2 as well. I think we're going to go Diabolic Intent first. Sacking this. And does a Dark Ritual help me? Not quite. Well, technically it can. I think if I do Dark Ritual, that is a good idea. So let's do this. We have another Chthonian Nightmare. Chthonian Nightmare goes for 2. And we'll save the ritual for next turn because we can bring back the Direfleet Hoarder, but we can't sack it yet. Yeah, so we need to do the thing that gives us 2 creatures. We'll sack the Marionette Apprentice. All right, a little clunky. We could have killed this 2/2, but not going to happen. So Fable of the Mirrorbreaker doesn't have haste yet, but once it does, we die, or like everything dies to Fury. I think we're just eating 8, honestly. And we gotta just try to make it work here. Chalice on 2 kills me. Oh, they have it. All right. Well, that unfortunately is gonna do it. Diabolic Intent sacking this. We'll show them what was in our hand. And unfortunately, that's gonna be it. All right. Well, good game to the opponent. They played well. They found 3 Chalice of the Void in 4, 8, 10, 12 cards. That's pretty solid. Here's Chthonian Nightmare getting countered, and we'll show them the last card in our hand as well as we sack our Bowmasters here. All right. GG's opponent played well, had a good deck, and this is one of the rare occurrences that you see mono red Stompy do its thing. This is a deck that born right out of Legacy, super powerful. Unfortunately, I really don't think... Oh, I like that you get a different copy of Fury when you make the Reflection copy. I typically have not had good results with this build, but opponent seems to have made it work. I'm often running the 7 drops with Ugin's Labyrinth to try to power these things out, but this game shows that you don't really necessarily need to do that. But anyway, that's going to bring us to the end of round 5. We had some really strong games in the beginning, did find some harder matchups in the end. All in all, I think it was a good deck. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to check out the deck list in the video description if you want to try it for yourself. Let me know if you are doing any sort of adjustments to the combo. I'm sure there's so many little ways that we can go in terms of optimizing this thing. This was just a pure 4 of everywhere, and it did pretty decently, I would say. I think that if we find some splashes here and there, or even just other one-ofs in black to include, we can end up with a really strong deck. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment.